Welcome everybody to our post-game press conference. Today, so joining us is our seniors for this year, Macy Turley, Alexis Burpo, and Jordan Hughes. We'll open up to questions for all. You go ahead.
It didn't go the way you wanted it to, but y'all had some great memories here, haven't you?
Yeah, we have, go. Yeah, I mean, playing with Bert for how many years has it been? Feels like forever. A decade, I think. Yeah. It's special, but then playing with Jordan, it's been special too.
Non-emotional question, just for all three of you guys. Y'all have a lot of basketball experience, especially in the Ohio Valley Conference, and this jump to the Missouri Valley, from a size perspective, I'm sure has been in each of y'all's thoughts.
I mean, it's a tough league. You got to show up and play every single night. There's not going to be any easy games. I think one of the main things in the MVC is the guards are taller. We're playing guards. The point guard's like 5'10", 5'11", so it's kind of crazy how much bigger the teams are.
What about for you guys as well? I just love to hear your thoughts on just what it's like to be on the floor. With that, you guys have played well at stretches and other times.
A whole different ball game. It's a competitive, a lot more aggressive than the OVC teams. I think a lot of OVC games, like the lower teams, you can kind of take a rest day. There's no rest days in the Missouri Valley Conference, not at all. And I think a big focus, like for this team moving on to the next year, is like weight room. We can't grow overnight. I wish we could, but I think having strong, solid guards and too, but to be able to compete with these aggressive teams, we got to get in the weight room.
Jordan, whenever you join this team this year, do you have any idea the memories you would make and how special this team would be for you?
I had no idea, but I mean, from my visit and from my first day on campus, I could tell that this team was special and these group of girls were special, and that I was going to be grateful for this opportunity, however it turned out.
Do either of you three have a favorite memory at the bank?
Gosh, let me think back. I don't know. Putting us on the spot. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is there a funny memory?
I'm new here.
Oh, I don't know. We're grandmas. We can't think. I have no idea. Getting a foul. I mean, go ahead. No. Go on, Bert.
So just to add on to that though, the fact 10 years, I know I tweeted it earlier, but I wanted to get y'all's thoughts, especially you two. And you guys have only been playing basketball here in Murray, the city of Murray, and for the residents of Murray for 10 years. Is it crazy to think about that a decade has passed? Is that something that even, how do you reflect on that? And what are you doing after basketball? I know you got 2 games left in a tournament in Moline, but what comes after basketball?
Playing in the city of Murray for 10 years is just surreal. You don't see many players do that. But being here, being around Murray, the community's awesome. I can't thank Grace. Going to the University of Evansville to work on my master's in athletic training. Plan on finishing my master's and then start coaching somewhere, either high school or the college level.
I'm going to finish up my master's too, and hopefully pursue a career in the healthcare field.
Well, let's just let's hear something about this coaching thing. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Over this last year or so, it's been something that I've noticed that I've wanted to do. Just help these younger girls grow and become like young women.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got nothing. I guess I can, since I've been here, it's been Basie and Alexis, and then, obviously Jordan joins this year. So, over the last couple of years, obviously it was hard playing through COVID, but I guess, what's it been like playing here in your words over the last couple of years?
You. Alexis.
Alexis, are you gonna talk as a coach?
Yeah, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
No, you're totally no. Just understand how emotional it is.
I guess just go in depth, what's it been like playing at the college level here, with all the memories and the people coming out to games and everything.
It's been real fun. All these fans that have came and watched us over the years have mean so much to us, and we couldn't do it without them in the stands cheering us on every night.
I do respect basketball. I know that today is an emotional day, but there's 2 games left next week, road games to reset, figure some things out, and then, go to Moline, and anything can happen in March, magic. What's the focus at this point? I know the team has gone through this many games, but how do you improve when there's 2 weeks left of the season, plus anything else that may come?
I think that the past couple of weeks and continuing on to these 2 games before Moline, our focus is fixing and working on whatever we can to give us this playoff burst. We know that this team is special and we are capable of playing really great basketball. So I think just harnessing our confidence and like the flow of the game, I think it's hard, like we lose that sometimes, but we can play really good basketball and we can compete with any team in this league. I really believe that. So I think just focusing on what we can control and preparing ourselves the best we can for the tournament to make a good run.
After the game the other night, Coach Turner said that you guys have kind of tried to take on a more offensive identity down the stretch here. How do you think you can improve on that going into the tournament?
I think just playing faster, moving the ball, cutting, playing inside out. We throw it into Caitlin, but we haven't been able to kick it back out for the 3, but I think just playing faster.
I'll leave it with one more question for like Alexis and Macy. Not only have you played in the city of Murray for the better part of 10 years, you've also played for Coach Turner and even Coach Evans for the better part of 10 years. What have they meant to you, not only as basketball players, but as just women outside off the court?
They mean everything.
Yeah,
They're
they
like our second moms. So.
yes. I couldn't get through anything without them by my side through all of this.
Well, let you go. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll finish things off with head coach Rochelle Turner. Coach, first thoughts on the game. Welcome. Questions.
Give you and I a lot of credit. I thought they came out in the second half and really took over in every facet. We just couldn't score the ball today. Something that's been kind of one of the things that we've done well the last week or so. Defense was the problem in the first half. We defended pretty well. We just couldn't shoot. I think we were 20% from 3 in the first half, 27% from the field total. And she's not going to win a lot of games like that. And then for whatever reason, our third quarter demise continues to happen. And, as soon as a team makes a run, instead of us making a run right back at them, we tend to have kind of folded. But again, give them all the credit. We just have yet to find a way to consistently be a good basketball team this year.
Coach, all 3 ladies have talked about this, and I know today was a very emotional day. But you look at steals blocks, 10 steals and 6 blocks from a physicality perspective. moving forward, there's still 2 games left plus a tournament. Obviously, you work on the physicality part of that, I would think, over the next week or so.
Yeah, you do, but it's kind of thing, I mean, we're just not built for this league. We're not built for it. I mean, our guards are too small, Caitlin at 6 foot tall. She's giving up 3 or 4 inches every night. We're just not, and that's not an excuse. That's a fact. And it's showing. I mean, we're getting our tails kicked night in and night out, and they're physical. We don't block shots. We don't get the steals. We're going up against bigger, stronger, faster teams, and they're just better than us right now. And I mean, I'm not too proud to say that they're better than we are. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do these next 2 weeks. We got a lot of work to do in the future of this program as far as recruiting. This was a big step that we took, and we got a lot of work to do, and we're going to do everything we can to get the type of players in here that we need to compete in this league, but it's not going to change overnight. And so we're going to go back to work, and we're going to try to figure out a way to play good basketball next week, try to get a win or 2, and then go to Moline and try to do the best we can. But I mean, I guess you can work on physicality and stuff all we want, but we're not going to grow 3 or 4 inches overnight. And that's an issue, and it's been an issue all year. But we didn't play a good game today, and that doesn't have anything to do with the size of who we are. We're just not playing well, and we didn't compete the way I would like to see us compete.
Well, Macy said she had seen, a lot of point guard play at 5'10", and she even mentioned her own height as being a concern, just having a hard time dealing with that. Does it just become hard? I mean, obviously heart's there, the effort's there. It just, she said 4 inches was difficult for her to deal with as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. It is difficult. Bigger, stronger, faster teams, more physical teams. I mean, it is difficult for us to match up with them. But again, for the most part, all year long, I thought we've really competed. And even though our backs were against the wall and we were the underdog, we really competed. In the second half tonight, I don't think it was one of those situations where we competed, and that's what's disappointing. I understand, at this point, trying to restart this program and rebuild it in this league, it's understandable that sometimes we're not going to win, but it'll never be acceptable for us not to compete. And I felt like in the second half, we kind of laid down.
I've noticed in the last 2 games, I think this has been happening quite a bit. Number 14 for Drake the other night, and now number 5 today. Getting in the passing lane when you're in the half court just cause all kinds of havoc.
Yeah, we're not doing a good job adjusting to their length. We're not doing a good job adjusting to their athleticism, and a lot of our turnovers are unforced turnovers, and that's just mental lapses and concentrating and focusing in on what we need to do, and we're taking things for granted way too often.
So the difference with the OVC with 6'1" and not as long, and now you're 6'3" and much.
I think part of it is, I mean, the difference is the talent, those type of things. But, when you're turning the ball over, a lot of times that's just on you. That's just not being mentally and physically locked into what we're doing. I mean, we make a lot of turnovers that really is not anybody's fault but our own.
Jordan mentioned whenever she was sitting down that she thinks you guys compete with basically any team in the league if your shots are falling. And I said, you said the other night, and whenever you sat down, that you guys are taking on our offensive identity now. What's got to change offensively for you guys to compete come tournament time?
We have to score points. I mean, I think we have to score 80 points a night to have a chance in this league. We weren't anywhere close to that today. Part of it is because we weren't making any. Part of it is because we're not getting enough off. So, our offensive identity has got to be where we score points. I mean, if you don't get close to 80, you're not winning. And so I think she's right. When we're clicking on all cylinders, when we're making shots, when we're scoring the ball inside out, then we have a chance to get to that number. But if we don't get to that number, we're not going to have much of a chance. So she's got to try to figure out in these next 2 games how to put more points on the board, and then hopefully shots go in Moline.
Macy also mentioned, you guys kind of dump it down to Caitlin and then having trouble getting it back out. Maybe that's, where you can score more and everything. there maybe some other tactic you guys are working on come tournament time, or some other plays to be drawn up, or?
Yeah, she's still working on reads for Caitlin. You know, she's still getting double and triple team and got to get the ball out quicker. But you know, I thought she threw the ball out. So, I mean, kids had wide open shots today. We don't make shots. So I don't think it's all on that. I think if you go back and you look at the shot chart and look at the shots that we got, our kids got to make shots. I mean, they're shot takers and they're shot makers, and on good make the shot. So makes today underneath the basket. So it's kind of contagious. When one person starts missing, it kind of just snowballs into a lot of people missing. But we're better than we played today, but the results are what they are.
Are y'all trying to rush it because of the height? Maybe?
I mean, we can't play half court basketball against the size of these teams because we're not going to be able to get a whole lot done. So that's one reason we're trying to increase the pace. We're trying to increase the pace, get the shots off quicker, you know, do more in transition, because it's really, really difficult for us to score against some of the size.
Yeah. Something else I've noticed with Drake and Northern Iowa particularly, their big people get down the court so well.
Yeah. Their bigs are athletic. They run the floor well. They shoot the ball well. You know, these teams just got a lot of good players and a lot of good pieces, and their coaches do a really good job of putting them in a position to win. So, I mean, along with, I got to get better. I got to get better as a coach in this league. We got to get better in recruiting. We got to get better in figuring out how we can make the pieces that we have fit better into the puzzle of being successful in this league. I mean, we just got a lot of work to do. It's like starting over. I mean, it really is. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Thank you, Rochelle.
All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry. Do you have a question?